Madridistas, we're back at home this Sunday in the Santiago Bernabeu as we face off against Getafe in a La Liga clash and the start of our comeback in La Liga as Barcelona continue to choke, which I love and all of you love as well. And in this video, I'm going to be giving you my starting 11. I want to see Real Madrid roll out there. Some players I really think we need to be watching. Talking about one player in particular who is finally back from injury. And of course, giving you my official match prediction. But before we get started, if you're new around here, I'm Dally with Dallyfc. I cover all things Real Madrid. At the end of the video, if you like the content and you want to see more from myself, please hit that subscribe button. About half of you aren't subscribed. Definitely hit that subscribe button. It helps me out. This is a relationship we're building here, and I want you to be a part of this community. Also, guys, let me know in the comments what's your official match prediction for Real Madrid versus Getafe. So Madridistas coming into this game, we all know what happened in Anfield this past week, and unfortunately, guys, it was not a good game for Real Madrid. However, I did have to go back, and you might be wondering, Dally, why did you do this to yourself? I went back and rewatched the game, and I'll be honest, guys, I tweeted some of my thoughts about this game coming off after rewatching it again, and honestly, I actually came back with a little different perspective than I had initially in my match reaction. You guys saw it. If you missed it, you can check it out here. But coming back, actually rewatching that game, there was a lot of things that I took away, some positives and some negatives in this one. First of all, my big positive was I actually thought Kylian Mbappe wasn't as bad as initially I thought. You might be wondering, Dally, what are you talking about, man? This is what I want to be talking about. Some of the runs that Kylian Mbappe was making were actually very good runs. And if the passes actually got to Kylian Mbappe in that game, I'm telling you guys, he's one-on-one. Now, is he going to be finishing at the quality that we expect him to be? He has not been doing that so far this season. However, he's making some of the runs that we need to be seeing him make. And I don't think that we actually saw that the first time around when we watched the game initially. I'm telling you, I highly recommend you guys go rewatch the game and go watch some of the runs that Kylian Mbappe is making. It seems like right now, one of the big issues for this Real Madrid squad is nobody is actually supplying him the passes that he needs, especially when Vinny Jr. is not out there. I mean, guys, let's think about how Vinny has been passing to Kylian Mbappe this year. He's been making all the passes. And really, I'm thinking to myself, man, if Toni Kroos was out there on this team right now, I really think this would be a completely different Kylian Mbappe. And now, again, is his finishing good? It's not, but I do think he'd be having a lot more chances in this one as well. My other big takeaway was Luka Modric, guys, is a 30-minute max player. He cannot be starting anymore. Rest of the season, I will not be putting him in my starting 11 if I can, because it has not looked good at all for him. My other big takeaway is Raul Asensio is the truth. I was very happy with Raul Asensio in that game. I thought he gets an early yellow card in that game, and he continued to battle out there, continued to take smart challenges too. Nothing reckless or anything like that, which I love to see, especially against a very good team like Liverpool is. And so those are my initial thoughts coming off that game. Very disappointed in that one. However, coming into this game, first of all, guys, we have a huge player finally back with the squad. So come over here and take a look with me. This is the squad list that Real Madrid pulled out there. And as you guys can see on the screen here, Rodrygo is finally back with the squad, which I love to see, you all love to see as well. And when it comes to my starting 11 in this one, if Rodrygo is back in the squad, he's back in my starting 11, guys. And so this is the starting 11 that I have for Real Madrid versus Getafe in this game. And guys, right off the rip, you can see Mbappe and Rodrygo up top for me. And then when it comes to my midfield, I'm going with Jude Bellingham, Dani Ceballos, Fede Valverde, and Arda Güler. And you might be wondering, Dally, Ceballos, you're really going to be starting Ceballos? Well, guys, if you saw as well, unfortunately, one of the big issues that we had in the game against Liverpool, which there was plenty, is Camavinga was injured. And it looks like Camavinga is going to be out about 3 weeks for Real Madrid, which, again, the injuries continue to happen. It's an all-time bad injury year. And unfortunately, guys, this is kind of what happened last year for Real Madrid. But this year, you go Carvajal, Militao, Tchouaméni, Vinny's been hurt. Now you add in Camavinga. I mean, the list goes on and on. I'm probably even forgetting more people, guys, but the list continues to grow, and it's just unfortunate, especially Camavinga, who I think right now has probably been the most consistent midfielder so far when he's been back. Fede Valverde, I think, has been a little better. Jude Bellingham's been really good and had some really high moments too, but Camavinga has really been owning that midfield as well, and really has been very, very important for this Real Madrid squad. So, again, let's go back, take a look at that starting 11. In midfield, Bellingham, Dani Ceballos, Fede Valverde, and Arda Güler. Arda Güler, this would be the third straight start for him, and I kind of think that this needs to be happening. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, guys, Luka Modric, he cannot play. He cannot play 30 more minutes. I'm telling you guys, go rewatch that game against Liverpool. He is basically a body out there. And what the thing is with Luka Modric, right? I love Luka Modric. Everything that he's done for the club, for Real Madrid over the years has been fantastic. But we have to call a spade a spade. Luka Modric is a 39-year-old he does not have the legs anymore. He does not have the playmaking ability as much as he used to. As well as he can't go 70 minutes. That is doing a disservice to him and a disservice to the squad. So what you need to be doing, if I'm Carlo Ancelotti, and Carlo, if you're watching this video, what you need to be doing as well is Arda Güler needs to be getting the start in this one. And he honestly needs to be a regular rotation piece in this squad as well. Every single game, I really think Arda Güler needs to be coming in. Because the thing I love about Arda Güler is he is not afraid to take a shot. And again, if you watch the Liverpool game, he took some awful shots in that one. But he took 4 shots out of our 9 in that game. Jude Bellingham didn't take a shot. I believe Brahim had 1 shot. And then even Mbappe didn't even have that many shots in that game too. So I actually do like that Arda Güler is willing to take a shot. You know, at 19 years old, I think he's going to be building a lot more confidence the more he plays. And so that is why he would be in my starting 11 in this one. Now, the back 4, you might be wondering, especially if you've been watching these videos, you said, Dally, you have Lucas Vazquez starting at right back. And guys, I do. I do. I mean, that's just the fact. You know, here's the thing with Lucas Vazquez. I actually thought he came into the Liverpool game. It was pretty good. He was pretty good overall. I will call it how I see it. I have no agendas here other than I want Real Madrid to win every single game. You know, Lucas Vazquez earns us the penalty in that game. Defensively, I still worry about Lucas Vazquez, but with the injury to Camavinga, I believe Fede Valverde needs to go back to the midfield and kind of be in that double pivot with Ceballos as well. So that is why I'll be going with Lucas Vazquez again to start. Raul Asensio, again, as I mentioned already, I was very impressed with him, and I've been very impressed with him so far this season. I think actually whenever he's been out there, he's been very good for this Real Madrid squad. Rudiger, of course, is back out there too. He's the only true center back I think that we have that we kind of knew coming into the season. And then at left back, I'm going back to my roots, back to Fran Garcia, because I believe Fran Garcia offers so much more on the attack than Ferland Mendy. Plus, guys, Mendy, I had very high expectations for Mendy coming into the season, but unfortunately, he has not lived up to the hype. He did a okay job against Mo Salah, other than the terrible, terrible challenge that actually cost us a penalty in that game against Liverpool. But again, I'm going back to Fran Garcia because I believe Fran Garcia has been definitely the better left back so far for us this season. And then, of course, in goal, Courtois. Courtois has to be out there if Courtois is healthy. And I was a little worried about Courtois because at the end of the game against Liverpool, it looked like he might have pulled something, but fortunately, I should say, he did not. And so Courtois should be back out there in goal for us for this Real Madrid squad. So when it comes to this game against Getafe, guys, you know, how have we done against Getafe over the past couple games? Well, let's take a look now. The thing is, last couple times we've played Getafe, first of all, we absolutely dominate this team. 22 wins, 2 draws, 2 wins for Getafe. Now, last time, 2-0. Time before that, 2-1, 1-0, and 1-0. So it's never a high-scoring game, it seems to be, with when Real Madrid plays Getafe, but we do seem to dominate this team. And then when we take a look at the table, you guys, before I continue to talk about Getafe, I have to talk about the choke job that is happening up north in Barcelona right now. Barcelona dropped another game today as they lose 2-1 against Las Palmas. And guys, here's the thing. We are now 4 points behind this Barcelona team with 2 games in hand. This is becoming a choke job. You know, a couple weeks ago when we got absolutely smashed in El Clasico, I think a lot of us were saying, you know, this is over. This is over. And here's the thing. It is always a longer season than we think about initially, right? We have this, honestly. If Real Madrid can continue to get better and better and Barcelona continue to suck and suck and suck, I think easily we could be winning this game, winning this season, winning La Liga. Again, back-to-back would be wonderful, especially since Carlo Ancelotti has not done it before, ever, which is just crazy to even think about. But yes, we are 4 points behind Barcelona with 2 games in hand. So with back-to-back wins coming up, hopefully we can do that. We can be at the top of the league, and I would love that. I would love that. Long way to go. And so the thing is, too, it's a game. Every single game we need to be trying to win one of those, and hopefully Barcelona can continue to choke because I really think that I really think they're going to continue to choke. So that's my hope. But let's take a look at the table again. As I just mentioned, Barcelona up top right now with 4 points ahead, but with 2 games in hand right now for Real Madrid. And then I have to scroll a little bit ways to find Getafe here at 17. Now, guys, they have 10 goals, 11 allowed so far this season, and so has not been a great. The last game they did win against Real Madrid, and otherwise 2 draws and 2 losses right now for Getafe as well. So when it comes to this game, guys, and really when it comes to the players I really want to highlight in this game too, we have to start up top. And I really think it's important for Kylian Mbappe to have a fantastic game in this one because I mentioned what I saw in the Liverpool game. There was a lot of things that I actually saw. I said, okay, if we can get Kylian Mbappe the ball out here, I really do think he can do some work. I do have to mention too, there was a lot of things I didn't like about Kylian Mbappe in this one. There was a lot of laziness, it seemed to be. Him walking around, not really pressing. That's been a thing I've been talking about before, as well as his first touch continues to be just dread awful. Just awful. I really think that in this game, we really need to be supplying some better long balls. Have we forgotten what a through ball is, it seems, with this team? It seems like every single time Kylian Mbappe is getting supplied the ball, it's him on the wings. It's never a through ball where he can beat the defender with his pace. We really need to be seeing that in this one as well. And also, I really want to see what the link up looks like with Rodrygo and Kylian Mbappe up there. I think it's going to be very important to see, especially with somebody who has the pace like a Rodrygo has. I really think him coming in and kind of can have some supportive runs with Kylian Mbappe is going to be very important too. And hopefully Rodrygo is healthy enough that he can get the start and healthy enough that he can stay healthy too. That's a big thing too. Rodrygo, he's come back and then he's been injured. He's come back, been injured. And so hopefully, finally, guys, he can come back and stay healthy for Real Madrid. Rodrygo has a huge job in this game too. I really think he needs to be playing a little more central if Kylian Mbappe is going to be playing more on the left wing. But really, the link up between them two, they need to be doing supportive runs for each other too. And the link up between them is very crucial for us to have success in this game as well. Now, guys, when it comes to a couple other players I want to highlight, Arda Güler is somebody I want to highlight as well. Arda Güler needs to be taking all the set pieces. The corner kicks, I did not love Luka Modric taking some of them. I would really like to see Arda Güler be taking a lot more of these corner kicks too, because I think he's really delivering this ball on a plate for a Rodrygo to go in there, for a Raul Asensio, for a Bellingham to go in there. And really, if we're getting these opportunities from set pieces, from corners, I want to see more goals. I feel like we're getting taken advantage of from our set pieces when we're on defense. Liverpool gets a goal from Gakpo in the last one off a set piece. These are opportunities that we need to be taking advantage of. And for some reason, we do not seem to be taking advantage of any of them. I would like to see Arda Güler play a little farther up in this game too. I would not mind. Let's take a look, guys. Back over here at the lineup, I would not mind to see if the shape kind of molds a little more with Kylian Mbappe moving a little more to the left, Rodrygo coming a little more, and then Arda Güler naturally kind of fitting in more a little to this right wing with Fede Valverde dropping back, Ceballos dropping deeper, and then Bellingham too. This is kind of the shape I want to be seeing on the attack with Bellingham making in these supportive runs too, because the thing I want to go back to, guys, is when I went back and rewatched the Liverpool game, I wanted to go back and said, okay, what was the last time this Real Madrid squad was elite, right? Well, I had to go back a little ways, right? Back to the Champions League final against Borussia Dortmund, where Toni Kroos was in there. But the big thing I did see, not only was Toni Kroos, supplying these wonderful passes, but we were constantly making runs into the box. We've not been seeing that this year. There's so many times that either Kylian Mbappe is getting the ball, Vinny's getting the ball, Arda Güler's getting the ball, Rodrygo, whoever it is, Brahim. We have no runners in the box. And so really it's like 1-on-4. And like what's the winger supposed to do there? Try to take a shot because nobody's running into the box. I want to see Bellingham crashing into this box a lot more. Again, he needs to be driving into this box. Fede Valverde needs to be driving in. If Mbappe's cutting down the left wing, I want Fede Valverde right here at the top of the box. Same thing with Bellingham, or coming into the box as well. That needs to be what's happening in this game, because you can't have individual brilliance and with a winger trying to beat 4 defenders. I just don't think that's possible, and I think you're asking way too much from that player specifically to really try to do a ton. So that's one thing I do worry about as well. Now, guys, a couple other players I want to mention too. Lucas Vazquez, I am a little nervous about starting him in this game. I do think he needs to be starting if Fede Valverde is back in the midfield, because otherwise, could you be putting Mendy over right back? I guess you could. I don't know. I don't really think that's a great option personally. Lucas Vazquez actually is good on the offense attack. I do worry, though, is the link up between Raul Asensio and Lucas Vazquez out there. More so Raul Asensio's lack of play time so far, his lack of experience too. Is he going to be getting exposed out there too? And also having to help Lucas Vazquez defensively, because again, guys, every single time Lucas Vazquez has been out there, it seems like we have been giving up a lot of goals. And so hopefully we can kind of avoid that in this one. and that's what I'm really hoping for. Same thing goes with Fran Garcia. Fran, I think, needs to be helping out a little more on the attack. And what I would like to see from Fran is, if Kylian Mbappe is running down here, I would love to see Fran overlapping and getting here. Or if Kylian Mbappe is a little wider, cutting into the box, and maybe you can pass the ball back here and pass it over to a Rodrygo, a Bellingham, a Fede Valverde, something like that too. That's really what I want to be seeing from Fran Garcia in this one too. And then again, to finish it off, I think Courtois needs a really good game too, because I am a little worried that if we are getting so far upfield and Lucas Vazquez is here as well, I worry about the counterattacks as well. And again, this is not the best defensive team. No Camavinga out there, no Tchouaméni out there. You have Raul Asensio making his third start, I believe, third or second start. I kind of worry about that. So I need a big game from Courtois in this one as well. Now, guys, when it comes to my match prediction in this one too, I do think this is an opportunity for us to really, regain control of La Liga. 3 points is huge for us this year. Not only is it huge for a momentum standpoint, because we have a lot of games coming up. I believe it's 5 games in 14 days or something like that. It might even be 6 games. It's a ton of games coming up. Kylian Mbappe playing at that left wing, he needs to be building confidence in this one. And same thing goes with Rodrygo. For us to be successful, I believe Rodrygo needs to be playing at his best as well. So, for my match prediction in this one, I will be going with Real Madrid winning the game 3-1. I do think we give up a stupid goal at some point. I don't know if that's going to be coming from the right or from the left, if Vazquez or Fran is too far up, but I do believe we give up 1 goal, and it's probably just a simple mistake. But I do believe Kylian Mbappe gets on the board in this one. I think Kylian Mbappe gets 1 goal. I think Rodrygo gets a goal as well. And I'm going to say we get a banger goal from Fede Valverde in this one. So, guys, that is my official match prediction. Real Madrid 3, and then Getafe 1 in this one. Let me know what you guys think of my match prediction. Let me know your thoughts as well. And guys, we will be doing a live watch along for this game as well. So I hope to see every single one of you there. And guys, as well, thank you all to all the members. I really appreciate everything you guys do. If you guys made it to the end of the video, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and like the video as well. It helps you out a ton. And guys, I will see you in the live stream, in the watch along. And guys, I will see you also after the game as well. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. This has been Dally with Dallyfc. Cheers. Real Madrid.